Russley Golf Club in Christchurch hosted the nation's most prestigious amateur event last week, the New Zealand Amateur Championship. Russley last staged the tournament in 2011 when a 14-year-old Lydia Ko set the record as the youngest winner of the National Women's Crown. And this year's final, Rose Zheng, who became the second youngest winner of the New Zealand Amateur 12 months ago, was primed to defend the title she won at Royal Wellington. But the Aucklander's spot as second in the record books could be taken by her competition in the final, Silvia Brunotti of North Harbour. The two teen sensations had impressively won through to the 36-hole finale, but it was Brunotti who made the better start, scrambling back from one hole down to lead Zheng 3 up after 9 holes. The Auckland number one battled back on the second 9 to narrow the margin to 2 up, but Brunotti continued to calmly knock her irons and wedges into close range. And on the 18th, she again did just that, setting herself up for a par putt to return her buffer to 3 up at the halfway stage. Another feature of Brunotti's play was her nerveless demeanour with the flat stick, and throughout the final she effortlessly rolled in putts to keep Zheng at arm's length. The North Shore golfer then caught fire early in the afternoon, winning the 21st, 22nd and 23rd holes to race out to a 6-up lead over Zheng. Another par saver on the 27th hole, and Brunotti was suddenly 7 up with 9 to play and in touching distance of the biggest amateur prize in New Zealand women's golf. Despite her diminutive size, the Westlake Girls High student often outdrove her opponent, leaving her in perfect position to attack the pins. And on the 30th hole, Brunotti sealed a headline-making victory in style, holing yet another big putt. Silvia Brunotti beating Rose Zheng 7-6 to become the second youngest winner of the New Zealand Amateur Championship.
It doesn't really feel real, but I've worked up to this. I got this far and I was just pumped to go finish it.
There, every swing of the way, as he has since Silvia first started playing golf as a 3-year-old, was her caddy and father.
He got me this far. I probably wouldn't be here without him.
Silvia now sits second only to Lydia Ko by 68 days as the youngest winner of the New Zealand Amateur Crown.
Feels good. Yeah, I want to be like Lydia and become professional.
The men's New Zealand Amateur final pitted good friends Daniel Hillier and Tom Parker against each other over 36 holes. Wellington's Hillier, who won the title 2 years ago, stayed with the Parker family through tournament week. Tom Parker was supported by a big Canterbury crowd as he aimed to continue his rapid rise up the amateur rankings. The early stages of the final saw Hillier win 4 of the opening 6 holes to stun Parker and the local galleries. The New Zealand number 2 then won 4 straight holes as the duo came through the turn to race out to a 7-up lead after 12 holes. Parker, who snuck into the match play rounds as the 32nd and final seed, showed his fighting qualities and highly touted game to win 2 holes. But by the time Hillier matched his birdie on the par 5 18th, the Wellingtonian was 7 holes clear at the halfway stage. If Parker was to mount a fight back, he'd need to score early during the afternoon round. And the Christchurch golfer won the second hole after the break to narrow the margin to 6 holes. And with Hillier in tree trouble the very next hole, the locals could sense a comeback. But the 2015 champion halted any change of momentum with a great escape from the rough and then drained his long birdie attempt to snatch the hole and regain his 7-hole buffer. Hillier again went on a winning streak, claiming 4 straight holes from the 23rd to the 26th to move to 10 up as they approached the turn. Parker unable to stop one of the most dominant final day displays in the tournament's history. Daniel Hillier winning his second New Zealand Amateur Championship 10 and 9.
Feels pretty amazing, mate. I was, obviously being in the final with, the guy I was staying with, Tom Parker, it was pretty special. I played probably some of my best golf all week in the final, and it was just a great day, I think, overall.
Daniel Hillier writes his name in New Zealand golf's record books as the only male to win 2 national amateur championships in his teens.
I wasn't aware of that, actually. It's very surprising and obviously very humbling. This one's going to be one to remember for a long time. Obviously playing with one of my best mates, and having his family come out as well. They're very supportive of myself, and so it was a great week.